What up, world? It's your boy Dirty D. For those that know me, for those that follow me on IG, my handle is @RumpleSmoothSkin, and welcome to episode 7 of Digging in the Crate podcast. Now, today we're going to talk about potentially one of, if not the greatest athlete to ever play two sports at one time. We all know him, we all love him as Coach Prime, aka Deion Sanders, aka Prime Time on the field and on the baseball field. Now, everybody knows the last couple of years, Deion Sanders and Nike's relationship hasn't been all that good. You know, Nike dropped a couple of shoes, something that they real known for, taking people's likeness away. And everybody knows Coach Prime, everybody knows Prime Time, everybody knows Deion Sanders. He's not having that. You know, he was one of the greatest athletes, like I said, if not the greatest athlete to ever play two sports at one time, something that you can no longer do, courtesy of like all of the stuff and all of the accolades that he made. So he just wasn't having that. So like it was a real bad like separation. But around September 2023 on the field, you know, people started paying attention to something like, man, what's on Coach Prime's feet? And then on his IG, he made it, you know, be known a little bit. He didn't officially announce it, but we saw what looked like an Invincible 3 running shoe, but it had the likeness of a diamond turf on it, you know, one of Deion Sanders' signature sneakers. So it finally came out. It was official. Nike and Deion Sanders officially rekindled their relationship. They decided that they will start pumping out, you know, what we know and love as those cross trainers. But again, like I said, Reebok, I want to say they said that they had the likeness to that. So Nike had to kind of rebrand everything. So today we're going to talk about the Diamond Turf 1 in the Atlanta Falcons colorway. Now, like I said, the last time that they dropped this shoe, Nike did some weird stuff and they ended up taking his likeness off of it. Deion Sanders was not having that. And, you know, he just, you know, severed all ties completely at that moment. But with this release that came out earlier this year, that was not an easy release to get. For some reason, Nike seems to dial back pairs when it comes to retro basketball and retro like cross-training shoes from that era. They did a good job on these. You know, I feel like I say that on every single episode that I'm talking about, but no, they really did a really good job with these. Definitely better leather this time. Like I said, that last time they did something real crazy. It was something weird going on with the pull tab, some weird logo, and they finally returned to his likeness of his logo on the tongue. And like I said, this gives me that feel of when he was out there, like going crazy with the Atlanta Falcons, doing all type of cuts. One of the craziest outsoles you'll ever see. Like I said, one of the best shoes to train in, one of the greatest shoes to wear out, you know, just off the field. It's just good to see that Nike and Coach Prime rekindled that relationship, to see classics like these finally return with that likeness on it. The actual cross-trainer logo, this is one of the original cross-trainer logos here on the side here. I'm just glad to see that relationship got rekindled, because these were just sitting in the vault. You know, it's a great shoe to look at. It's a great shoe to wear. They're actually real comfortable. So it's just good to see them give, you know, Coach Prime his flowers. He's been busting people's ass for a long time, you know, since he's been coaching. And, you know, they trying to play his son a little bit. You know, I can't really speak on that too much. I don't want to mess up, you know, my mans any more than what they already tried to do. But, you know, when God got something for you, you know, it's for you. You know, he got the #1 selling jersey as a second rounder right now. So I'm just happy and excited to see what's going to happen for this next football season. You know, to have Coach Prime as your pops, you know, soaking up the game. Like I said, he is a tremendous athlete, one of the greatest, you know, to ever do it in two sports, you know, to on the field, on the baseball field. So to get his likeness back from Nike, you know, another athlete that actually helped this brand elevate outside of Michael. Like, these are just as important as the Michael Jordan series to me, you know, just from a baseball and a football perspective. And they went back to the original sportswear box. The original boxes came with, from that era, like I said, it was a cross-trainer box. The original boxes came in like a more premium-looking style box, you know. I wish they would have gave it a more premium treatment. You know, I feel like the sportswear boxes, this is more for like, you know, just those shoes that we grab and go. But, you know, Nike gonna do what they gonna do. You know, who am I? I'm just a guy talking about it, trying to get y'all a little history about it. All right. All right, y'all know what else y'all here for. So let's go ahead and dig in the crate. So we're going to keep the same energy on Coach Prime, and we're going to talk about the Diamond Turf 96. This was actually the shoe that they prototyped with that Invincible 3 bottom. And he had a couple of colorways of these on the field, you know, just walking around there because, you know, they wanted to make him feel special, which they should have, and you know, just do. So this came out last year around the holidays. Again, the same likeness, Diamond Turf 96. Another one of those crazy outsoles. Like I said, cross trainer. You can run in it. You can jump. They got his actual face at the bottom of this baby. Run an Air Max unit. So I'm just glad to see that they finally rekindled that relationship. Like, stuff like this does not deserve to just sit in the vault. You know, this is a really, 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 really good shoe. They're both actually very comfortable. And if people probably wanted to train in it, they probably could train in it. Like I said, it's just good to see, you know, Coach Prime get his flowers. You know, he was a great athlete. His son, know he's going to be a tremendous athlete. You know, everything happens for a reason. And I'm excited for him. I'm happy for him. Like I said, #1 selling jersey as a second rounder right now. So I'm just glad that we able to get shoes. And, you know, good luck to his son, you know, Shador, for this next season coming up in this NFL season. It's going to be a long season. All right. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to episode 7 of Digging in the Crate podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe on YouTube and Instagram. It's your boy Dirty D, a.k.a. Rumple Smooth Skin. I'm out. I'll see you guys on the next episode.